not a big fan.
No.
Joby's here, and we're going to talk some Pecos Valley Bassmaster and fishing. And have you figured out some time to go fishing yet, or are you still super busy?
I have not gone fishing yet. I'm planning on going the 30th, which is our next tournament.
Okay.
It's a week from this coming Saturday. So the end of the month, we're having our first Brantley tournament. So down at Brantley Lake. And when we were doing our games, I think we were in Portales Friday. And Lee Johnson and Chris Fuentes were fishing at Brantley. And they sent me a picture of a nice one that Lee had caught. And so I know they're down there. I've always known they're down there. But he caught a good 3-pounder, 3-pound plus. But anyway, we're going to be at Brantley. I've got a couple more guys. I talked to one of them this morning. He's a previous angler with us, but it's been a few years since he's been part of the club. But we've been playing phone tag until this morning. We finally were able to touch base, and he and another guy are going to join. So we got 2 more members coming on board, and excited about that. We had 2 members join prior to our last tournament. So our club continues to grow even though we've started our season. And we talk about that every week, that it's not too late. So anybody out there that's listening can certainly join and fish with us. We're going to have 4, possibly 8 one-day tournaments at Brantley. So even if you're out there and you're going, well, I don't know if I want to travel yet, you may want to join just fish those Brantley tournaments. And we've made them team tournaments, which, to folks that maybe haven't ever tournament fished before, sometimes they tell me that, and I was whenever I first started, a little intimidated. I've never fished tournaments before, and these guys are all going to whip me and things like that. Kind of go through your head.
Yeah.
But when you have a team, it takes a little less off of you because you're both trying to catch the limit. And so anyway, we're having one for sure on April 30th. We may go ahead and schedule I guess it would be May 1st, the Sunday. Is that right? April 30th
yes.
and May 1st?
Yes, that's correct.
I'm thinking that may be what we do. We had that suggestion, and I thought it was maybe a good suggestion. So if we do that, we'll do it for the other 3 weeks out at Brantley this spring and summer, and that would mean we'd have 8 one-day tournaments at Brantley. And so, again, those local guys or ladies that might be interested in getting their toes wet, so to speak, get a hook wet without having to go very far, without having to spend a lot of money. If you live here or in the area, you can stay at your house. So you just drive out to Brantley. So not a lot of gas or diesel money, and not a lot of overhead with eating out and with motels and things like that. And so maybe we'll garner some additional interest with that, especially if we have 2 one-day team tournaments, 4 weekends. That would be 8 tournaments. So either way, we're going to fish Brantley, either 4 one-day tournaments or 8. And so if you're listening to this or watching this here on KSVP, encourage you to go to pvbm.club, and you can click on the join tab right there at the top, or if you scroll down, there's a join button. Either one of them will work. Click on that join for me there, Jeff, if you don't mind. Yeah, at the top, click on that join tab. I wanted to show it populates you'll have to scroll down a little. It populates a PDF. And so when you click on that PDF, which we're going to do here, if you're watching on Facebook.
Yep.
And so it brings it up, and it's fillable. So you can click on that, and you can type in your information. And then and it tells you there at the top, you can email it to, or at the bottom, I'm sorry, you can email that to us. I still never changed. It still says 2020. But you can. But the dues have not changed. And I thought I had the information to email it to there. Yeah, Pecos Valley Bassmasters at hotmail.com. You can fill that out. You can print it and fill it out, writing it, or you can. It's a fillable PDF, so you can fill it out, then print it, and then email it, or leave it right there and email it. Actually, you never even have to print it. But I encourage people to join. We've got those tournaments coming up at Brantley, probably 2 next weekend. And then in May, we go to Houghtaling, is the tentative plan. If that doesn't change, it's a New Mexico Bass Nation qualifying, their final 2 qualifying tournaments. And we're going to fish in conjunction with those again. So, and you don't have to fish those if you don't want to. Those that maybe
you can
think
you
can just fish our club tournament. It'll be at the same time. We'll follow the same guidelines that they'll set forth as far as last dive times and weigh-in times and number of fish you can keep and things like that. But and off limits, all those things. We'll follow what they're doing. But if you are not wanting to fish New Mexico Bass Nation, you can just fish with us, or you can fish both. So you've got that choice to make.
Would it be the same fish?
Yes.
So whatever your catch is for that day,
weigh them in, and that goes for both tournaments.
That goes for both, so you don't have to catch two different sets of fish.
No, in fact, that would be illegal because you can only have 5 fish in your boat at one time legally by state regulations, probably federal regulations. But so yeah, you just weigh your fish, and if you're fishing both tournaments, your weight goes for both tournaments. Yeah.
Okay. So a typical like a Brantley tournament, what time do you get started? When do people show up, get everything ready to go?
Yeah, so we'll start at daylight. Probably we'll be on the water or getting onto the water before daylight. Everybody will check in at the boat ramp, and then we'll put in, and then we'll float around out there for a minute. Once everybody's in, everybody's ready to go, then our tournament director blows their horn and we take off.
Okay.
And so we're on the water before daylight, and that way and really even before the sun comes up, when you can see, we generally go fishing. That's the normal for us. Now, at the bigger tournaments, a lot of time they wait until the sun is fully up. They don't have, and because there's a lot more boats, and 30 or 40 boats at a New Mexico Bass Nation tournament. And so, but when it's safe light, that's when we go fishing. And then generally we weigh in at 4 o'clock on Saturday and usually 2 on Sunday. But with Brantley, we may go to 4. If we end up having the Sunday one-day tournaments, we may go ahead and fish till 4 both days. The reason we get off the water earlier normally is because of our travel time, and people have to work on Mondays and things like that. So, but with Brantley being only not very far away, we may go ahead and fish till 4 on Sunday as well. And we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. So are you on the lake that whole time, or can you come in and
they can get off the lake if they'd like to. So yeah, generally everybody's on the lake the whole time because you're trying to catch a limit. But
sure,
there are reasons. People sometimes we've had people get sick before, so they get off the water. We've had people. Sometimes people have to go to the bathroom, so they'll get off the water and go find a toilet. And sometimes it's really windy. Yeah. And they're just tired of fighting the wind, and so they'll get off for a little bit. So we've had really cold. I mean, one time I got off because of the cold. It was at I think we were at Conchas, and it was just bitter. Where I just got off. I mean, we didn't call the tournament. Right. We've called tournaments before due to weather, where it was just too rough or too cold or too rainy or whatever, lightning. But one time I got off the lake early and said because it was just too cold. There's been other times I got off because my boat had problems, but because of weather. Yeah. My dad and I we had a tournament at Allen Henry. This has probably been 10 years ago or more, but the club had a tournament at Lake Allen Henry, which is in Post, Texas, just south of Lubbock. And it just came a rainstorm like you wouldn't believe. It rained hard. And for like 4 straight hours. I mean, just rained. And then it started lightning. We kept fishing in it, the rain, but then it started lightning, and so we thought, well,
that's not a good idea.
Well, yeah, I don't know if what we did was a good idea. I don't know. We pulled up on a bank and got out and kind of hovered under a couple of trees. Yeah. But when the lightning quit, but it just rained and rained and rained and rained and rained straight down hard. Yeah. And my dad and I don't know if people would say we were just dumb or brave, or I don't know what the word. We're probably dumb. But we caught some fish. We had a limit. It was a team tournament, if I remember correctly. And when we got off to go weigh, nobody was there. Everybody had went home. Yeah. So we won because we weighed our fish, and that was it. And it was just a one day. I think, if I remember right, it was like the middle of the week or something. I think it was just a one day, which I look back on that. I'm thinking, why did we go all the way to Post, Texas for one day? But I think it was like a Wednesday. Yeah. Anyway.
Worked out, but at least you won that one.
Well, the rain, it was just, and then I fished in some incredibly hard rain and wind a bunch, and most bass anglers will tell you they have. Because it seems like there's a lot of memes out there that say, it shows a picture of just a beautiful, calm day on the lake, sun shining, glass, the water looks like glass. Me, when I'm at work, and then it shows just a 10-foot wakes and a boat out in the rain going sideways, and a guy trying to fish. Me when I'm fishing.
Yeah, that's how it usually works out. So how many people are on the boat in a tournament?
2.
Just
generally
2.
Speaking, just 2.
So people don't take their kids with them, or young
we have
kids,
had in the past, and we've allowed that. I mean, our rules state only 2 can be fishing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've had kids go. We've had kids be the other angler.
Yeah.
You know, we've had some young folks be fishing. We've had tournaments specifically for that. We had dad and daughter or dad and son fishing before, where at Brantley we've had those before. So we've had actually I don't know if we've ever had dad and daughter. We've had man woman. So it could be a husband wife, it could be husband, it could be boyfriend girlfriend, and it could be a dad and a daughter, it could be a granddad and a granddaughter. That my dad fished with my daughter in that tournament. So
yeah,
we've done those kind of things where it was specifically had to be a man and a woman, male female on the boat, but generally just 2. Sometimes just 1. We've had a lot of tournaments where the angler didn't have a co-angler, and so they just fished by themselves. But we encourage them to have a co-angler for a lot of reasons. Safety, 2 people is better than 1, and those things, but we don't necessarily require it.
Yeah. So if you don't have a boat or all that, you can still join, and then you can put your name on the list, and so that if there is a boater
that doesn't have a co-angler, boater doesn't have a non-boater, we can match you up, and we've certainly done that. Yeah. And
so,
we try to do that if at all possible.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So if you have any questions, if you want to fill out the form, if you want to join, this is a good time to join because you've got the Brantley Lake tournament. So it's like you said, it's
right
close
here,
to home,
right
in our backyard, and be a great way to kind of just
get your foot wet.
I think that's what you said, yeah.
For fishing.
And do all that. So go to pvbm.club. Click on join. Plus, you can also click on the schedule, and
you can see our schedule, what's coming up. There it is back on the screen again. You can see our previous tournaments. You can see our results. You can look at a lot of pictures, a lot of information on our website, and I encourage people to go to that. Yeah, you can see that. You can click on that 2022 schedule, and then you've got where we're going to be fishing coming up, and you can say, okay, I'd like to fish at those tournaments. And that TBD has been determined. It's Ute Lake. I just haven't got in there. So May 21st and 22nd. So April 30th and May 1st. I'm thinking we may have a May 1st and see what kind of a response we get in terms of people fishing it to determine if we have any more. Because June 11th we're going to be at Brantley, July 9th at Brantley. Did I miss one? So April 30th.
Well, you got this one.
April 30th, June 11th. Okay, there it is, the bottom. I was looking down through there on August 27th. So we may have 2 on those dates that weekend. But, go to our website. Look at all the pictures, a lot of good pictures, a lot of good anglers in our club. And, of course, we got our results. You can see those and everything.
Excellent. Well, is anything else going on we need to talk about? How about, real quick, we got about a minute left, sports-wise, it was a pretty good week for the Bulldog baseball and softball teams last week.
Yeah, they both had a great week. Both of them are undefeated in district. I'm sure you've talked about that this morning some, but I know you had the barking guy on with the foul growl is what I call it. He calls it the moo. But yeah, great week for Bulldog baseball and softball. Girls are now 6-0 in district. Boys now 3-0, and I got some good games coming up this week. I'm hoping they both go undefeated in district play and then get a good seed and win state.
And I was talking to Coach Crandall, and softball is just like baseball, in that 16 goes to 1, 15 goes to 2 the first round, but it's single elimination.
The first round.
The first round is. Baseball, it's best of 3 series. And then single elimination when they get to Albuquerque. Softball, there's that double elimination round from the first
in Albuquerque,
but not that first round. So we're looking forward to it. Joby, thank you as always.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.